Welcome to Chapter 3, Section 4. In this section, what we're going to do is take a look at actions and routes. We're going to create it so we can have our website and then /posts and /new or /edit, just different actions that we want to be able to do on the posts object or the post controller or resource, whatever you want to call it. So I'm at my local server and I have the Rails server running, so just open a command line and type in Rails S and that'll turn on your server, and then you can go to localhost port 3000. Now I want to open another command line so I can use it, because the one that runs the server is you can't use it. So we just want to make sure we go to our sites, our My Ruby blog folder. Now I don't know why, but for some reason with this command line, if I try to go to sites, My Ruby blog, all like this on one line, it doesn't let me, and it looks like it's not putting the slashes in here, and I'm not sure why. So on Windows and using Rails installer, which we are, you have to just go to sites first and then just change the directory to My Ruby blog. I don't know why, it's just a little glitch or bug or something. But so now what I want to do is I want to run the rake command. I want to run rake routes, and what that does, it'll just show us all the routes for our posts. You'll see we have home index is our home page, and posts index is the default page for posts. So if you just go to our website /posts, that's the index page, just like any other index is usually your home page on any kind of website. And then we have the create. We have create and we have new, and there's a difference between them. New will allow us to go to post /new, and it will be a form to create a new post. Create is not an actual page, it's a background process. When you go to the new page and you press save, that's the create command. It then hands it off to the create. So, and there's a couple others like that. Edit and update are the same thing. If you go to post /edit, you'll have the edit form for the post. And then when you click save, it'll run the update action, which actually does the actual process of saving it. And what else do we have here? We have show, and that's used for displaying just one post as opposed to a list of them, or a blog roll or something like that. And then destroy is just delete. If you go to edit and then you click the delete button, that hands it off to the destroy action. Now what we want to do is we want to create each of these actions in our post controller. So open up your My Ruby blog folder in Windows or Linux if you're using Linux or Mac, and we want to go into app controllers, and then we want to open the post controller. Now where we left off in the last section, we just had created the index action or index method. Those words are really used interchangeably. Actions, methods, controllers. So what we want to do is we want to create all these actions, all 7 of them, and we already have index. So next we want to do, I like to put it in a certain order, so I'll do edit, and then create. And if you've worked in other programming languages, there's a chance that when you think of a method or a function, you think of parentheses. You would normally have the function name and then open close parentheses. Well, in Ruby we use this def and end instead of using parentheses. And we should actually space these out. So next we'll do, wait a minute, I wanted to do new, create, and then we'll do edit. And then update. And then show. And then destroy. Alright, is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Alright, so now we have all our actions for the post controller created. So what we want to do now is save the file, and now we want to create a view for not all of these, but for the ones that we can actually see. For instance, we have the index, we also want the new, we want the edit, the show, and the not the destroy, the wait, that's it, yeah, show, new, edit, and index are the 4 views that we need. So go back to your folder structure. I think I must have closed mine. Where is it? Okay, in sites, my Ruby blog, and you want to go into the app folder, and then into views, and then into posts. And you'll see we already have the index. So now I'm going to create, whoop, not a folder. I'm going to create a text document, and I'm going to name this new.index, not index, sorry, new.html.erb. And ERB just stands for embedded Ruby, which allows us to paste in Ruby code into our HTML code. So now I want to do the edit.html.erb, and finally I want the show view, and this will just show an individual post. Why do I keep writing index? I don't know why. Alright, so that's it for our post views for now. So now that we created the views and we have them specified in the controller, we have the actions in the controller like this, now we should be able to go to posts.new, and it's just a blank page because we have nothing in our view. So what we can do is go back into here, into these views. So we have edit.html, so let's just do an h1 edit post and save that, and then we'll open the new, and we will do h1 add new post, save that, and then go into show. And really this would probably have the h1 tag would probably be the name of the post, which we don't have, so we'll just do sample post, and later on that'll be filled in with dynamic content from the database, from the model. So if we reload this, we have add new post. If we go to edit, we have the name of our post, and then if we go to show, really this wouldn't be, you'd actually have post slash show slash and then the ID number of the post, so it would be something like that, and then it would show the information, the fields from post 12. Okay, so you won't have just post show. So that's we get our routing set up for the post controller. So what else do I want to do here? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I want to show you how we can create a variable in the controller and display it dynamically in a view. So what I mean is we'll go to index.html.erb where we have this static content here. So what I want to do is replace the content here with a variable from the controller that just grabs it. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to cut this out here, and I want to make sure I'm in the index action, because this is the index view. And what I'm going to do is define a variable, but I'm going to use the @ sign. Okay, and I'm just going to write, we'll just name it content first, and then we'll set it to a string of this paragraph. And you want to have this, well, you don't need the semicolon, but I'd suggest it just because I don't know, because I use it in every other programming language. And I'm also going to go and get this as well, this content, cut that out, and I'm going to paste that into a variable called content second. And you want to make sure you have quotes around the paragraph. It's a string. So I'm going to save this, and if we go to index and I just leave it like this and save it and reload, obviously our paragraphs are gone. So what I'm going to do here is open some Ruby tags, and if you've worked with something like PHP or ASP, then I mean, this is pretty much the same idea for tagging. So we want to have the less than sign and then the % sign, and if we want to display it on the page, then we want to have this equal sign as well. But you can also embed Ruby code without the equal sign, but it won't be displayed on the page. So here I want to use the variable that we created, content1, and then to close it you just want to do another % sign and a greater than sign. So if I copy this here and then change this to content2, we'll save that and go over here and reload, and nothing happens. Let me see, what did I do wrong here? Oh, I called it content first and content second. Sorry about that. Alright, save that and reload, and there's our text. Now, ultimately what we're going to do is the variables we create like this are going to be equal to some data from the database. So we're not going to statically put our text in here like this. This will go to a function in the model that will grab the content from the database and put it in the variable, and then we can use the variable embedded in the HTML. So it's kind of simple when you think about it. I mean, the controller gets the data from the model and then passes it to the view. That's basically what we're doing here. So I think that's a good place to stop now. In the next chapter, we're going to be going into the models and how exactly we would get this data from the database.